Welcome to Each Day with God channel. You have heard about giants in the Bible, the commonest being Goliath, who's part of the famous story of David and Goliath found in the Old Testament in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17. However, little is said about other giants in the Bible other than Goliath. The question could be, are there other giants in the Bible other than Goliath? If yes, who were they? And what is it that you should know about them? What was their advantage over normal stature humans? And what can I learn from them today? In this video we are going to dig deep into the giants in the Bible and answer these questions. Before we get deep into the study, I thank you for watching this video and thank those that have subscribed to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell, like the video and leave a comment. Let's continue with our giant study about giants. When we say giants, we mean bigger and taller than the average normal human size. For example, the giant Goliath that was defeated by young David was 6 cubits and a span height giant, translating to 2.9718 meters, that is 2 times the height of the average American male. His height beats that of Sultan Qasim, the tallest man living today, who was measured in 2009 measuring 2.51 meters tall. Goliath also beats the height of Robert Wadlow, who was 2.72 meters tall, making him the tallest man that's been recorded in every edition of the World Guinness Book of Records since 1955. There are other giants mentioned in the Bible other than Goliath. The very first time the word giant is mentioned in the Bible is in Genesis chapter 6 verse 4. The Bible says that, "There were giants on earth in those days." Question is, which days? Chapter 5 of the book of Genesis talks about the genealogy of Adam running all the way from Seth to Japheth the son of Noah, opening into chapter 6 that begins with the account of multiplication of men on the face of the earth in verse 1. A description of the stature of human beings then is brought out that there were giants on the earth in those days, the days before the flood in Noah's time. This implies that the antediluvians were giants. The second time we see the word giant mentioned in the Bible is in the book of Numbers chapter 13 verse 33. Where God instructed Moses to send spies to the land of Canaan before they were to possess it, and after 40 days of spying the land, the report from the survey included seeing giants, the description of whom was, "We were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in their sight." The description by these spies paints picture a scene of extreme fear for these giants. Their strength and stature was an added advantage during war over the normal stature humans. The giants in the land of Canaan before the Israelites possessed it were also called the descendants of Anak. Anak was a forefather of the Anakim, a Rephate tribe made of giants. The other giants were encountered by the Israelites on their way to Canaan in Deuteronomy chapter 2 verse 11 and 20. They were called the Emim, who were tall and also regarded giants like the Anakim. They dwelt in the land of Moab that God had given it as an inheritance to the descendants of Lot, and for that reason God ordered the Israelites not to fight over that land. These giants were neighbors to other giants called the Zamzummim that stayed in a place called Ar, the boundary of Moab. The Lord also instructed the Israelites not to harass or meddle with them, for God had given that land as well to the descendants of Lot. Our next giant is Og, the king of Bashan. His height is not mentioned as was Goliath's, but some scholars believe King Og was the tallest man in the Bible, estimating his height to be at least 3.3 meters to as high as 5.5 meters. This estimation makes him way taller than Goliath, whose height was 2.9 meters. These estimations are based on the verses that further paint a picture of King Og's height. 1. He had an iron bedstead 9 cubits in length and 4 cubits in width, translating to 4.11 meters length and 1.8 meters width, that's 2 times the size of a king-size bed today. This account is in Deuteronomy chapter 3 verse 11 and Joshua chapter 12 verse 4. 2. In Psalms 135 verse 11 and Psalms 136 verse 20, King Og is described while the children of Israel were praising God for the victories God had given them on their way to Canaan. A further and clearer picture of his height is given in Amos chapter 2 verse 9, where the Bible says, whose height was like the height of the cedars, and he was strong as the oaks. With cedars growing as high as 100 meters, this pictures an extraordinary giant. King Og was listed among the kings conquered by Moses in Joshua chapter 12 and also mentioned among as the remnant of the giants. He dwelt in the land of Ashtaroth and at Edrei. The other mentions of giants were in 2 Samuel chapter 21 verse 15 to 22. Here we see other Philistine giants at war with Israel, and these were killed by other warriors other than David. These included Ishbi-benob, a giant who was killed by Abishai, Sippai, a giant who was killed by Sibbecai, then the brother of Goliath, a giant whose name was not mentioned in 2 Samuel chapter 21 but mentioned in 1 Chronicles chapter 20 verse 5 as Lahmi. He was killed by Elhanan. And the second last of the giants for this video is the one that was killed by Jonathan, the brother of David. This giant had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each feet. These 4 giants, the Bible says, were born to a giant at Gath, and they fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. Right now type a smile emoji that will show us you have watched up to this part. The common denominator about Bible giants is that they were leaders and warriors. Their stature commanded respect and honor, and this was considered by man during selection of kings, an example of whom is King Saul. Bible says in 1 Samuel 9 verse 2 that, from his shoulders upward he was taller than any of the people, there was not a more handsome person than he among the children of Israel. This however was not God's criteria of choosing leaders. God looked not on the outward appearance or physical stature but looks at the heart. This makes it very clear that whether giant or not, God can work with you if only your heart matches his standard. The worst element of giants is that they were not on the side of the God of heaven, hence forfeiting his protection and going against God's people in battle. Their stories are miserable, being worn in battles despite their abilities and advantage at war. This make it so plain the verse in 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 8 that says, "Bodily exercise profits little, but godliness is profitable for all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come." Making it clear also that righteousness exalts a nation. Even today, like from the stories of old, if we be giants physically or in any aspect of our lives, better us use the giant we are for God rather against him. And if we are not giants, we would have to remember God will give us the strength and courage that we need to face life giants with assured victory. Then asking ourselves, if God is on our side, then who can be against us? We hope you enjoyed and liked this video. Click that like button, please leave a comment and share with everyone in your reach. If you would like to see more of these topics or any other topics, add it to your comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time.